Well, a million years ago was started as a songwriter, and I entered a songwriting competition and I won. And I didn't realize part of the competition was to perform. So in a mad rush, I thought I found this girl that was an incredible singer, and this husband and wife team who were related to the person I was with at that time. It was their relatives, and we formed a little group called Mississippi Steamboat, and I played guitar. And because I couldn't sing, I wasn't a singer, it wasn't anything, but I was just a songwriter, so I was like, how am I going to do this? So I put the band Mississippi Steamboat together. And
Okay.
then we stayed together for 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of
Wow.
fun.
So that first experience must have been positive then.
It was, and the girl that we were performing with, that was our lead singer, she was amazing. And so
Yeah.
it was a vehicle for my music.
Yeah.
And, I'm a songwriter at heart. And
Yeah.
then it's just evolved over the years, a few different little bands, and then found these two lovely human beings and forced them to...
Forced these two lovely human beings
to play with me. When we're not being Nancy Laberge, we're the Backyard Betties.
The Backyard Betties?
Yes, and it's confusing because he has facial hair. And
But I do too.
But he
so-
has...
Bald bearded
Not that
Betty.
big a deal.
He has. We allowed him in because he has more facial hair than Sarah.
Yeah.
So why do you have two bands or two?
Well, it's not too bad. We have the Backyard Betties, which we have been, but I'm just now trying to become known as Nancy Laberge.
Okay.
And
So
then
are
she
you
gets-
singing now as
Yep,
well?
that's right. Yeah.
Wow. So tell me about that journey. How did you go from saying I'm a
Just a
songwriter
song.
to kind of now because that's a whole different reality in terms of performing in front of
It's
people.
crazy. It
Yeah?
was crazy. Yeah, like it was Nancy and the Flat Tones forever. It was horrible. It was so terrible, and people were just so lovely and patient. And the crazy thing is, we played together, and I heard some music back, I don't know, a couple of years later, and I went, oh my God, I was horrible. And Sarah goes, yeah, you've grown.
Oh, you've come so far. It's
I took
unbelievable.
voice lessons from this lovely man, and he said, I was always trying to find an artist to sing my songs,
Yeah.
and trying to put a band together, that kind of thing. And he said, you got to stop it. You got to do it yourself. And it
So
is-
how did you get the courage to do that? Like, how did you say I'm gonna own my voice?
If you like pina coladas,
Pina
Oh,
coladas help?
tequila.
You know what the craziest thing is? I went and sang at churches for their service.
Yes.
And I sang my originals, so people are in the audience going, you didn't leave me, you didn't leave me. And they're going, we're in church. You just beat me to the door. And it was like, I was singing my songs at a church, and then, it was a weird thing. I had to find a platform for
A
it.
venue, yeah.
And I host a singer-songwriter stage, and that was a good place to grow. It was
Yeah.
terrifying,
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
But these two are so great and encouraging. And so now, I originally worried about my guitar playing.
Yeah.
Then I worried about, my voice, and now I'm worried about always something else, as the things
As
get
it
better.
changes. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's good.
Yeah.
These guys add so much.
That's great. That's lovely.
And Mark sings, Sarah sings,
Yeah.
and when we do our show, Mark sings some of his originals, and Sarah, she sings some lead on some songs that we've written.
yeah.
And I wasn't a singer either, so
She wasn't a singer either.
she just dragged me
Really?
along.
I didn't know that.
Didn't sing.
Yeah, she wasn't a
Wow.
singer either. Yeah.
Wow.
And we sat in our living room, and at my house, she came over, and this is how the band formed. She came over, and I wrote this song, and it was called "Let Me In," and I said, hey, listen to this, and I had this little pretend drum that I got as a gift from somebody.
Yeah.
And so she
Djembe.
played it with a pot scrubber and a pastry brush.
Yes.
And we started it. And I said, that sounds so good. Let's go to an open mic. Let's go do that. And then she
Yeah.
goes, no, I'm not interested. Oh, okay, I'll go. No, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
And then
Wow.
it evolved from there.
Wow. Wow. So lots of stories of just taking that next step, like being terrified but doing it anyway, and then feeling like it was worth the risk. This is good, and keep going.
I am not
Sounds like-
kidding that when we started, I needed to be at licensed venues because I needed to have some kind of beverage in my system because I was so nervous. I would just shake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just shake.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you take
Crazy
anything
jazz
today?
beats, right?
Yeah. That became my
Yeah.
my rhythm.
Yeah, that's right. So what's your experience now when you perform? How would you, if you were to pick one word to describe, what does it feel like when you're up on stage doing it?
Well, for me, it's incredible.
It's connection. Like we definitely have created a connection. I think the three of us, and so it's so cool to connect the music and the everything, personalities. The whole thing comes out.
When you play enough together, it's sort of just it's like muscle memory where things
Yeah.
just start. You're not thinking about the music anymore. You're just
Yeah.
sort of just doing it.
Owning the
instead of-
experience, yeah.
Yeah.
But
So you're
it's gratitude as well, because we've committed to making the ship work, and it's so brilliant because it's about the songs, and I put this together so my songs could be heard.
Right.
And their egos, they leave them at the door. Seriously, it's weird that they do it.
Well, I've been
And,
meaning to talk
uh,
to you a little bit about pay and
She can't shoulder
working
check because her
conditions.
ego's so big, but seriously, it's about the songs.
Yeah.
And we're all serving the music,
yeah.
so it's not
That's great. That's
not
great.
about.
So there's so much lovely stuff to talk about here. But anyway, a piece I wanted just got my attention just there was songwriting. How did that? That sounds like that's been a significant kind of pillar in your life.
It
So
is,
where
yeah.
how did you where did you discover that was going to be like the thing that you needed to do?
I started writing as a tortured soul at 13.
Did you? Oh,
Tortured soul.
13s are tortured.
Torturous, but I am so grateful that because I learned how to play the guitar when I was 16, and that I tortured the pets that I lived with, and I'm not kidding. My dog covered her ears in pain when I would sing, but I was grateful I could write, because rather than becoming this wild child,
Yeah.
I sang music in my room rather than getting drunk and
Yeah.
being crazy. And I did get drunk, but let
I
me
was just
yeah,
gonna
so it's but songwriting is so important to me. It is.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's I'm not lazy with it. It means everything. And then when I get together with these guys and I share a new song, they breathe life into it.
Yeah.
And my end goal is to have other people record it. I've lived in Nashville, had a publishing deal, and I'm taking it that way, and I'm using this as a vehicle to get people to hear it, but I want other people to record it.
So I'm curious, what are the themes that are kind of capturing your attention at the moment?
It's always about love,
Is it?
and whether it's because life is nothing but love, right? We're in one big relationship,
Lovely.
and so it's the fun parts of it, the ridiculous, the sad, and I like to take up-tempo music and add a sad tone to it, with lyrics, and then people are confused and they feel good about the sadness, and
Yeah.
it's nice. And
Yeah.
but I love love.
Yeah.
I love relationships. And
Yeah.
what about you?
I love love. Pro love. I mean, I
More
like
love
it. No,
the
I
better.
more like love.
Mark is so single.
Is he so Oh, I see. This was a little prod, was it?
Yeah.
That's part of the stage banter. She tries to auction me off on a
Does
regular
she?
basis. Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't do windows.
Yeah.
Doesn't vacuum,
I
no
don't-
dishes.
Don't vacuum. I do my own laundry though.
Oh, that's a good. That's
That's
a
not
plus.
bad.
Can you cook?
Yeah, a
He can
little
burn.
He can burn. Okay.
bit. She is a trained
great
chef.
cook, yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
There's
Love
not-
and food go together. So
And
that's a
creativity in
perfect
food,
combo.
right?
Yes,
So that's
It's not a
absolutely.
box of macaroni and cheese I can't pop out.
Oh,
Good.
no.
Wonderful.
We play lots of different festivals wherever we can,
Yeah.
but not just festivals, where people have a motivated reason to be there, but also what's been impactful for us are house concerts.
Ah, lovely.
House concerts are killer because you can go through people's cupboards, and then we bring Tupperware. But house concerts are the rage, the new rage, and
Are they?
yeah,
Okay, that's cool.
it's really huge because people want intimacy.
Yeah.
And so, a festival, you get to meet other writers and be inspired by the people. Like, we're sharing stage with some pretty cool people this afternoon.
Yeah.
Don't ask me who they are. And but seriously, I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Eileen Jewel, whatever it is. The Steel
Okay.
Wheels. And
Yeah.
you hear all this different music, and I go, oh, I want to write a song like that. Or,
Yeah.
One of the things that I think I often wonder is, did an artist get so far, and then did something, it just wasn't, they felt like they should stop because they just couldn't get any further, couldn't get over the hump, there was too much of an obstacle, or do people, persevere? And because I think there are some amazing people who get to a certain point, but it's not easy, and if they're not making the money, because there's really not a lot of money in this, do they have to stop, or are there enough festivals, or is there enough of a way to house concerts to keep it going? Because most of us would have to have a day job. There's no way you could just do music. So,
Yeah.
so I think for you have come against so many obstacles, and she is so driven, and it's amazing. So you got us places we never thought we would go, and I think that's a huge testament to just your commitment to doing what's very important, or the passion of it. It's amazing.
I'm waiting for you to be rude.
I know that was a whole 2 minutes.
Yeah, that was
I know.
weird.
No
I
rudeness.
No
appreciated
sarcasm.
that.
I'm going to
Nothing.
save that for the beer garden. It'll come later.
Yes. So that sense of so the question would be around how have you how have you maintained
Your soul.
your soul? Yeah.
Well,
Honestly, it's soul sucking. The industry,
it?
it sure
the industry
is.
part of it is not great. So that's a part, yeah, to get over.
Well, do you know, I have a friend that I was texting with, and she's in Nashville for 2 weeks, and I said, "How you doing?" She goes, she's there to write, and she goes, it's junk. It's good, and it's all right. And I said, "Well, what's keeping you down? You can tell me about the happy things, or what's got you tough?" And she goes, "Doubt." And not, because she'll go into one room and somebody will love her, and go into another room and somebody doesn't love her, and we're fragile human beings because you're so vulnerable and exposing it, and people test your worthiness or value by, do they buy your gear, do they come to your shows, what is it, and so at the end of the day you got to find that place to be centered and still be able to be crazy about it and stressed out, but come back and go, this is why I'm doing it.
Yeah, this is what I love.
Because when we rehearse, I that is the magical part for me. It really is, because there's no stress. It's just about the songs, and we're silly, and that to me is the grounding spot for when we rehearse.
And I think you have to, when you're around a festival like this, the musicians just are so, or you go down to Nashville, the musicians are amazing. Like, they're playing circles around you, and you have to start having faith in yourself you got your own story to tell in your own voice, and it's not perfect, but it's you. And I think that's when you get older, you just start realizing that's what you have to do. You can't start comparing yourself to other people.
But I was just we were in the backstage last night, and this guy that is a killer guitar player, he plays with all major artists, and he played on he's playing on my CD. I said, "Hey, how you doing?" He goes, "Good." And he goes, "I want to write with you because I want to, I want to put on a project." And I said, "Oh, I didn't know that you were an independent artist as well." And he goes, "I'm terrified." And he goes, "I just don't know if I'm good enough." I said, "Are you kidding me? You don't know if you're good enough? Whoa!" But he said he's filled out, so it's it's a powerful thing, right?
Yeah.
When you're putting yourself out there. There's a book called 3 Feet from Gold, and the most grounding thing I've ever read, and it is about not quitting, because your dream, no matter what it is, it doesn't have to be huge. It could be 3 feet from gold, and if you quit, you could be quitting that.
3 feet, yeah.
And it's just powerful to know, and to be able to look back at this book and go that, it's not supposed to be easy. Love isn't easy, life isn't easy, but that's the beauty of it.
Feel a song coming on.
I know, I think so.
Well, Meg and Bob,
Yes,
Music Mile,
yes.
Meg had us play the street festival one year,
Yes.
and she was all about us, and I've known Bob for a long time, and
Yes.
and Gravity is all connected. I think that the world is shifting and becoming a little more rootsy and homemade because of Music Mile, and you have to find your opportunities. So to say things need to change, that's like telling people to change. You can't do that. But if you approach it, with love, like Music Mile is all about love.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous what they're doing. They're volunteering their time, and
I know.
and it's just magical what they're doing.
Yeah.
But they have come up against issues and obstacles, and I just howl when I hear some of the things, and it's just fear from other people.
Yeah.
Just fearful. But Music Mile, I think, is just a statement about what Calgary is becoming,
Cool.
and connected with the Calgary Folk Fest in that part.